Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I want to discuss about how can working with the user sign up option. So for the user sign up option in Django, they have some of the building class. Like here, if you go to that documentation and if you search with the user, that means using the Django authentication. So into the documentation here, if you search it, then you will get some of the resources. If you go a little bit down, and here that have some of the, you can see there is actually the one of the class as a password change from, there is a one of the password reset from, and also there is a password that is a set password from, and also I will discuss about that things with you later. And there have also there is a user creation form, and into the user creation form, when you use this class, by default you will get some of the field. It's actually providing some of the field for the username and the password and the confirm password. Okay, so that is actually the field name as a password 1 and the password 2. So with using this class, that means the user creation class, you will get this tab, all that field, and with this field you can create your sign up portion for your user. So how can do that work? In this video, I will show you that things with the live example. So for working with this form, first of all, we have to import it. That means that is our project directories. Right now we don't need this. I just simply close everything, and now I want to work in this application, that is our app logging application. As I told you, which things is related with our authentication, everything I want to save in particular this application area. And here, first of all, we have to go to our view, and into the view area, first of all, I want to import this class, that means the user creation form class, right? So friend, don't worry, step by step everything will be more clear to you. So for now, I want to take it, that is in our form, and then Django. So from to the Django, there is a contrib, form to the contrib, and then auth, and then the forms. So from to the forms here, from here you have to input this class, our class name, as I told you, that is our user creation form. So right, so I just simply copy it, and now here I just simply import it. So make that sure you input it, and as I told you, when you input it, it's providing some of the form, one of the value data. That means it's actually providing some of the field as a username, password, and the password too. So now I want to create one of the function, and I just name it function as a whatever you want. Right now I name it as a sign up. Okay, sign underscore up. So this type of one of the function name I want to create, and this function here, as I told you, it should be pass some of the request, right? So it should be pass some of the request. I just simply pass one of the parameter as a request parameter, and then I take one of the variable as a form, and into the form variable area here I want to create one of the object, this class object. So that is our user creation form. Here I just simply create it. Okay, and then here I want to make that our registered as a false. So with this registered false, that means first of all this sign up portion will be as a false, and then I will make that as a true. That means when our total data will be saved, and after that I want to make that user as a registered. So for the reasons here I take as a registered, and I make that register as a false. It should be as a false for the first time, and then I want to put some of the condition as a if condition, and into the if condition area, and for our form here also I have to create one of the template, and from to the template area we have to load our form, right? So that will be one of the post methods. So right now I want to do that work in our function area. That means here I want to put one of the if condition, if our request, whatever the request data I will pass from our another page, that means our form page. So here I just simply take it as a request and method. So that will be our method, and first of all it should be check that is actually our post or not. That means the post or the get, first of all it should be check it, right? And after that I want to take this user, that means this form, and here and simply load it again. So that is our form, and to the form area with this user creation form, here I want to pass all the data, whatever the data we'll get from our post. So I just simply pass it with the request. So that means this request post data. Okay, I just simply passed it. And here, first of all, I want to actually take our this request data with one of the variable. So here I name it as a data, and I just take that our requested all that post, and I just take it with this variable. Okay, that means our this data variable. And after that, I want to make as a validation. So here I put one of the if condition, if our form is valid or not. So I just simply added as a is underscore valid. So here I want to check it, that means this form data is valid or not. So if it's valid, then I want to save our this form all the data, that means our form, and I want to save this data. So I just simply save it. And when this data will be saved, first of all, here I make our registered as a false, and now I want to make that as a true. Okay, that means here I want to right now when this data will be saved, here I make that as a true, so then it will be as a true. So right now we have to pass our this information, that means the register information, to one of the page. So here I want to return and with the render, that means with our this render method. So with our this render method, I want to pass our, first of all, it will be pass that request. As I told you, it's pass two of this parameter. One is the request, another is the file location. So now in our app logging, that means into the app logging area, I want to create one of the file, that means our form, where exactly I want to put our form. So I just name it as a signup.html. So this type of one of the page I just simply created in our app logging. So here I want to load it. So that is in our app logging, app logging. So from to the app logging, I want to get our this sign up form .html. Okay, so I just simply load it. So now we have to pass our this registered data. That means when this our register is complete, when our form is validated, is perfectly okay, and then I want to save this our form data. That means our register is complete, right? So after that, this information we have to pass it. We have to pass it in our context area. So if you want to pass it, so here I want to take one of the variable. I just take that variable as a diction or dix, whatever you want. So now I just name of the variable as a dictionary, and with the dictionary we have to pass that informations, right? So here we have to take one of the key. Our key will be our form. I name it as a form, and then that will be as a form. So I just simply pass it. And also here we have to pass our this information, that means the registered. So that will be our key. I just name it as a register, and here I also want to make that as a register. So now I want to actually pass our this data, that means this dictionary data in our this page, that means in our signup.html page. So if you want to pass it, so here I pass it with one of the context. I take one of the variable as a context. Okay, with this context here I just simply pass it. That means from here I pass our form, right? From here I have already loaded our this form as a user creation form, and I take the things with this variable, and also here I pass it. That means here I pass our one of the form, and also I pass that registered, right? So I pass that data, that is our diction data, in our signup.html page. So now we can actually use both of these. So step by step I will show you. So now I want to work in our signup.html, that means here. So here first of all I want to load our base HTML. That means if you go to our blog list, and you can see into the blog list area I extended our base HTML. It will be just like that same. Better I copy it, and now in our sign up portion here I paste it. So it will be extends our base HTML, and also that will be some of the blog title, and this blog title for this it will be as a create new account as the account. So that will be our title, and that is our end title, and that is our body blog, and into the body blog area they have some of the h1 text. So better I want to make as a create new account. Okay, this will be display as a create new account, and I want to make the things as a h2 tag, then it will be better I make as a h2 tag. And here I want to load one of the form. So that is one of the HTML form I want to load, and here we don't need any class. So I just simply remove that class, and then that is our action. Also here we don't need to add any action, automatically it should be redirected, and that is our post method, right? So from here, that is our post method. So here I first of all I check it with our this requested method is posted or not. So for now I just simply added as a our form method will be as a post. So now here in particular this form area I want to load our form. That means our default, our class form, that is our user creation form, and here I take the things with this variable. Here I pass it in our dictionary area, and with this diction I just simply pass it in our signup.html page, right? So now that is actually our form. So now into particular this form area I just simply load our default Django form in here, that is our form. Perfect. And also after that I want to add one of the button. So that will be as a button type will be as a submit type. So it will be as a submit type, and here we don't need any name. I want to put one of the class. I want to put some of the class as a btn, that is one of the bootstrap class success. Okay, btn success and btn sm. Okay, I just name it as a SM, that means the small size. So that will be our button type. Perfect. And our button name will be as a create account. So create account. So it will be as a create account. And also that is will be our sign up page, right? Into the sign up page I also want to add another link for our logging. So if you want to do that work, you can do it. So friend, in this section I don't want to actually focus on to the creating some of the design. So main core things I want to discuss that things with you. Okay, so into the BR area I take one of the paragraph, and here already have an account. So if you already have an account, then you can logging. So this type of one of the ahref link I want to put, it should be as a logging here. Okay, logging here. So in particular that position we have to put that our logging URL. And also from here I pass another parameter variable, that is our registered, right? That means first of all that is our registered as a false, and then I pass that as a registered. That means when this account is created, after that our this registered will be as a true, right? And also here I pass it. So I want to put this type of one of the condition when our submit form will be completed. That means when this user will create this account, automatically it should be show some of the alert success message. So if you want to do that work, you can do it very easily. So for doing this, so that is our end block, and here there is our body block, right? So into the body block area, so here I want to put one of the if condition. I just simply put that if our, that means from here I pass it, that is a registered, that means if this user is already registered. Okay, so if this user is already registered, then it should be display some of the message. So I just take one of the dev, and I just put the dev class will be one of the bootstrap class as a alert success. So this type of one of the class I want to display, and here it will be display as a account. Okay, account created successfully. So this type of one of the messages will be displayed, and then also here I put on the ahref better for the logging here. So this type of one of the success message it should be displayed, and else, that means here, and I just put that another else. Okay, else it should be display our this another portion, that means it should be display our this form. Okay, so else it should be display this form, that means when you want to create that user, if this user is not created, then it should be display our form again, that means our default form again, rather than it should be display our this message. And into the else, and after that here also we have to end it. That means we have to end our if condition. I just simply end this if condition. Okay friend, I hope everything is very much clear to you. So that is our form. So that is our user creation form, and I pass it, and also there is a registered our data. That means if this user is registered, then it should be display our this message, rather than it should be display our this form. Perfect. So for now, if you want to access it, that means if you want to access our this signup.html page, for access it, we have to create one of the URLs, right? So here we have to create one of the URLs for access our this sign up page. So how can do that work better? I want to continue this process. In our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.